Morning everyone. It's a glorious day here in Cornwall. As you can see, look at that sky. We've been waiting for that for a while, haven't we? Look, oh, not too quick. Fabulous day here today. I've got a pussycat that is causing major disruption today. I'm just gonna look down here. Can you see him? He's following me around. He's been sleeping on my desk, on my work table, where I've been busy trying to do the Witter block for today. I've had such problems with him because the sunshine was on the table. So every time I moved him, there's a paw going out at me. And then he's laying on his back and he's being gorgeous, saying, fuss me. And I'm like, no, I'm not touching you then. No chance. No belly rub for today. But yeah, so I thought I'd come outside and start first. I don't know how successful this will be today because I've lost the rubber that holds my camera or my phone onto my jolly stick. And it's not, well, I don't know. It might not. But I thought we'd walk around the garden first. Look. So we got ponds with lots of fishes doing their things. And we had frogs doing spawny stuff the other day. Which is lovely because we put a load of new little froglets in last year. We imported some from my friend's pond right the way down Cornwall because we seem to have lost all of our frogs. So we had a couple of ours and then we put a load of other spawn in there. So hopefully we're going to get loads of frogs this year. They seem to be on a decline, I don't know. But what I also wanted to say is Happy St Piran's Day. Gall Piran Loweth. Yes, Happy St Piran's Day if you're Cornish. Right, okay, so with that I'm going to take you down here and I'm going to show you, look, all the daffodils, because all the daffodillies are out, which is just gorgeous. And what we've got over here, see, things are all just starting to poke through, including an awful lot of traffic. I think everybody's out and about today because it is absolutely glorious. And things are coming on, they're all starting to bud into life, and there's Tom's following me around the garden. I don't know if you can see him now. Yeah, he's following me wherever I am. I'm not going to go up the side today because it's quite horrible up the side. It's that time of year where not quite everything has covered what it needs to cover yet. But I just thought it's so lovely. Let's come and say hello outside. Right, okay, so we're doing this. Just the bird table for the little birdies. They've had an awful lot of wind and horrible, like everybody down here. So I think they've been suffering quite badly. Bless. Right, we go through the little tunnel bit that takes us into the back garden where my studio is. And those that know, my studio has been christened the therapy cupboard. I've always called it the cupboard, but it's been called the therapy cupboard by those that come. So that's actually really very nice, isn't it? Okay, that they would like to call it that. Now, I'm going to twizzle you around a little bit because part of today's walk is to show you the most fabulous tulips that have come out. Can you see them there? How lovely is that bucket load of tulips? I'm very pleased with those, very pleased. So things are starting to happen. Oh, there's a load of cyclamen down here. Oh, the cat's laid down at last, outside as opposed to inside on top of everything. Now, it's whether or not I can get you stood back up. Oh, while we're here, have a look at the mess in my cupboard. There we go. So we do picture framing as well. So all of this lot are the samples of the picture framing. That's the new Tilda fabrics. They're just gorgeous. There's a whole bunch of quilts and bits and pieces and things here, all getting ready for the Crafters show at Exeter. I believe it's 23rd, 4th, 5th, something like that of March. And they've been really, really kind. I've got a humongous display, 25 plus, of mine and my students' work. And they're all going to be either Witter quilts or mystery quilts. So it's all cool, all cool. So it's really good. If you're anywhere near Exeter, do come in and have a little look, because they're giving us all that space for our Witters, which I think is fabulous. It's not just mine, students as well. So what else is going on here? We've got lots of lovely, oh, that's the tea area over there. And then over here we've got all the lovely threads and all the haberdashery stuff. And then look, fabric. We love fabric, don't we? And all sorts of threads and loveliness. Right, I'm going to try and stand you on a box here. I don't know what you're looking at. Let me have a little poke around this side. There we go. Now, if that will stay stood, it might. You might fall on the floor yet, but we never know. I'm going to come around this side and say hello properly. Hello properly, because I'm going to get my chair. I won't be a moment. Oh, here comes a cat. Let's hope he doesn't knock it all over. I've just heard him go ta-dump through the window. He's made a hell of a row hitting the floor. Right, okay. Witter quilt 10, block 11, 12, something like that. I can't really remember, to be totally honest. I've got 4, 8, 9. So this makes my block number 10, and I know we repeated some. I had a hell of a game this morning doing this. You'll have seen photos probably in the group of Tomcat laid all over everything I'm doing, and I'd started drawing out a new design. I thought, I'm gonna have a go at that, and the news came on and I thought, I'm not gonna have a go at that. I'm just gonna make a blue and yellow block. All right, I have to say I'm sort of thinking Ukraine horrible things, but hey, what the hell. So they're in my mind today. So I've gone through my pile of scraps from my quilt. To be fair, they're getting to be very, very scrappy. So I thought, we're just going to do squares. But what can we do to make it slightly different? All right. So what I've done, and I'll put photos up of this because it's probably difficult to say. What have I done? I've cut some strips. All right. Say they're there. 1.5 inch wide by, I think, I don't know, 17, 18, something like that. But I put 3 different pieces together to make the long strip, and I made 2 long strips, cutting them 1.5 and then whatever length, and I've just put them together randomly into one long strip that becomes 2.5 inches wide, and then I've used that as a block, and I've cut 2.5 inch pieces off of that. So I'm going to stand up and show you this closely, because we're doing diagonals. Down the diagonal, I don't know if you can see that, you've got chopped up blocks put back in, and then everything else are squares. So they're 2 inch finished, the squares. You're cutting 2.5 inch for a square. You don't have to do that funny bit down the middle. Having said that, had I had more distinct fabrics within what I was using, that would have been very distinct, that stripe down the centre, to keep up with the diagonals for the rest of it. It is there. When it comes to quilting it, I will make sure that that stands out, so it still fit nicely in with what we've been doing. But where I've had quite a lot of pink and stuff in mine, I've taken them all out, and we've literally got blue and yellow today. All right, and as I say, with that one strip down the middle. Now, the way that I've done that one strip down the middle, I'm like, I really like that. It was what I would call a happy accident. I hadn't planned doing it. It was just what was there and what I had left, so I put them together so as not to waste them, and I really, really like it. So what I might think to do for future, for a scrap quilt, if you think about it, enlarge that. So if you were to say cut, I don't know, 3.5 inch strips, put 2s together, and then chop them into what, 5.5, whatever, you'll have such lovely mixed up blocks to twist and put back together. I really like that idea. I might have to have a play. Would work obviously at whatever width and length you want, but so long as you put 2 of them together, you could put more than that obviously together, but I'm thinking two mixed up strips sewn together and then cut into squares and then all twisted around and put back together. So a bit of a take on twisting excuse me, twisting 9 patch maybe. I don't know if it's been done. It's probably been done, but I really quite like that idea, and I might have to have a go at that sometime. I need to make a baby quilt, so I'm thinking I might actually have a little play at that on the baby quilt. I've got half of it done. I've done the front, I've got to do the back. So what I'm doing is baby quilt one side and then play mat other side. So there's a nice border fabric with all the seaside and stuff, but the fabrics that go with it I'm going to cut into strips, square them, turn them, and put a few full squares in there as well, and I think that's going to look lovely. So there you go, there's another little thing to be playing with today. So hope everybody's well. As I say, I'm looking forward to Exeter. That's going to be really good. I've got loads of work on to do for that. And then the next thing on my agenda to do is make the new mystery quilt. Yeah, we're going to have traditional reverse applique, but easy. All right, so don't get panicky, easy. So that's going to be the next mystery, and I hope to have that out and ready for everybody for sort of 20th of April. So I'm going to get the show out of the way and then make the next quilt. And I'm going to use that lovely stack that you just saw of Tilda fabrics, because I think that's going to be gorgeous. So there'll be packs as well. All right, so there'll be packs of fabric to make if you would like. So that's the next thing. We've several new patterns gone on recently. What else have we done? Another one coming up for UK Quilters United on the website. There'll be a new pattern on there of sunflowers, which again is a very appropriate thing, I feel. I actually made it several weeks ago before all of these atrocities started. But yeah, so those that know me know I love sunflowers, so there we go. Yellow, there's my favourite colour, a nice warm yellow, and sunflower's my favourite flower. So let's all just shine for people, shall we? Okay, so your normal things. I hope everybody's well. I hope you're all talking to each other. Lots of exercise going on because the sunshine's come out. I've even walked around the garden several times, and I'm going to trundle up the road and do duties later. And what else? What else? Oh, tidying. Nah, you saw my lovely mess. I know where everything is over there because it's a mess. If I started tidying up, I'll lose things. It's not good, not good. So there we are. I apologise that it's been a little late coming, but there we are. Today's Witter. Our next block, and I think that will work fabulously. You could repeat several of those, I feel, and put them in with that, and I think that would fill in the odds and sods. I'm going to do a couple more blocks for this one, so we've got a couple more Witters to come up, and I'll try and speed them up a bit, and then we'll be ready to try and put it together and decide what we're going to do. And I'm going to see, can I do something a little bit different with it? Might work, might not. We might land up with just straight sashing or nothing at all, who knows. So one thing left to say for everybody: be lovely,